Hi everybody, welcome back to the House of Floss and Fluff. My name is Carrie. Thank you guys for joining me. Today is Monday, April 15th, and I'm here with a stitching update. So, I've been doing monthly videos, but I had mentioned in my last video that there were a couple finishes that I was hoping to have done in time for Easter, and if I had gotten those done, I was hoping to also record an early video, and sure enough, I got them done. Finished up the last one yesterday afternoon, and so I figured today was a good day to do a video. The husband's at work, the kiddo's at school, and right now the dog is being quiet, so why not? Good time to do a video. So I hope you guys have all had a good beginning to April. It has been kind of an interesting one here. The first week of April was spring break for my son. We didn't do anything, we didn't go anywhere, but my husband was off. He took a little bit of vacation time. He had a wedding to attend, and so everybody was home, which was nice. We just kind of spent some quiet time as a family at home, so that was good. And then we got into the craziness that is weather. So last week, Monday, it was 60 degrees and raining, and by Thursday we had snow, freezing rain, sleet, hail, you name it, we had it. Yeah, crazy. So in amongst all of that, we also had to take Lucy into the vet. So Lucy, if you're new to my channel, Lucy is our 2-year-old Newfoundland, and she unfortunately has suffered with ear issues since we've had her. Normally we're able to treat it. We have stuff here to treat it, and we're able to treat it ourselves, but this one was a little bit different, and so my husband braved the horrible weather and the horrible roads on Thursday to get her into the vet, and she's doing much better. She had a bacterial infection in her ears, and so unfortunately with that, any of the medications that we were treating her at home weren't going to touch it. So it's a good thing that we got her in, and like I said, she had her first treatment right there in the vet's office on Thursday, and by the time my husband got her home, which is like a 10-minute drive, she was already doing better. So she's doing much better now. But yeah, it's been an interesting beginning to April. So, but otherwise the people are doing good. We're just, same old, busy with work, school, all that kind of stuff. So I hope you guys are all doing fantastic out there and getting lots of stitching and everyone's feeling better. I know it's been kind of weird, feeling a little off this last weekend. I think it's just the weather, the changes in the weather, but feeling pretty good today. So, okay. So the whole reason I wanted to do this video is I had a couple of fully finished pieces that I wanted to show you. So we'll dive into that, and then I do have some progress on some whips and minuscule amount of haul, and then I had forgot to talk about plans in my last video, and so we're gonna dive into that a little bit in this video. Okay, so let's get started. So the first piece that I had was Hip Hop from Bent Creek, and I showed you guys the finished cross stitch that I had in my last video, and I had bought a frame from Walmart, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to finish it. If I was going to frame it normally, or if I was going to do a Priscilla Real Housewives of Cross Stitch type finish. So this is what I ended up with. So yep, I did a Priscilla type finish. Mainly because I can't cut anything straight, and so I find just normal framing for me is very difficult because it just never seems to line up. So I like to, when I do finishes like this, I can kind of hide my mistakes a little bit. But anyway, so this is Bent Creek Hip Hop all done, and I stitched this on 28 count Jobelin in Secret from Fabrics by Stephanie. The frame is just a $4 frame that I found at Walmart, and so then I did use blue gingham on the very back of the frame, or on the very back here, and then I just put this on sticky board, the cross stitch piece, and placed that on there, ran some twine around it, put the little bow with some denim strips that I had left over from my fabric garland, and then did lots of cute little fabric yo-yos because I'm a little bit obsessed with those. I love those. I learned how to make them last year, now I can't stop. And then what I did here is I have an egg stencil, and so I just stenciled the egg onto piece of fabric and I cut it out, and then I backstitched the line, stuffed them very, very, very slightly with polyfill, very little polyfill, and then just closed it up and glued them on there. So they are super, super cute. I love this. It came out adorable. Adorable. I'm very, very happy with this one. So looks great on my shelves. So I'm just glad I have it done in time for Easter. That's fantastic. Okay, and then hold on. Sorry, gotta move stuff around. Okay, so then the next piece, oops. If I can get this to stand back, hold on. Okay, there we go. Finite amount of room, and so trying to shove everything around and get it out to sit right on the shelf, on the table. Okay, so this next piece, I used the 3 bunnies that I had stitched from Rachel at Fuzzy Fox Designs. I ended up just using the 3 that I had. I didn't, I was planning to do a 4th one, but I decided that 3 was enough. And so I'm going to I'll show you guys the whole thing. So here it is, all done. And I love it. This was not my original plan at all, but I am super thrilled with how it came out. So there's the three bunnies that I stitched from Rachel at Fuzzy Fox Designs. Okay, and I stitched those up just like I would a pillow. I used some felt to back them, and then I stuffed them with polyfill. And then before I closed them, I put the dowel in there and then just whip stitched around the bottom to hold the dowel into place. And then I just put the fabric, little fabric bows on there to kind of hide the whip stitching. And then I went ahead and I did the same thing that I had done on the Bent Creek hip hop piece. So I took some stencils, some egg stencils and the bunny stencil, and I traced that onto my fabric, and then I backstitched around the line, and then just backstitched it, you know, when I got to the bottom, filled it with a little bit of polyfill, put the dowel in the bottom, and then just backstitched right over the dowel, and it keeps it pretty well in place. And it's just super, super cute. And so this is another one of those galvanized pail or buckets that I had gotten from Walmart. There's just the round foam ball, flower foam ball in here, and that's what's holding everything into place. And then I just kind of stuffed it with a whole bunch of pretty spring flowers. So I love it. And then this butterfly was a gift that I had received several years ago from a neighbor. It just clips right onto the bucket. But I'm so happy. It's so pretty and so springy, and it sits up by my TV, and so I can see it. I see it every day, and so I love it. I'm so happy it's done. So those were the 2 finishes. Like I said, I'm so thrilled that they're done and that they're done in time for Easter, and they turned out amazing. Okay, so I actually have done some punch needle. I haven't done punch needle in a little while, but I was feeling, last Saturday, I was experiencing a little bit of weakness in my hands. I've mentioned before I have arthritis, and every now and then it gets a little bit more severe and I do end up with a little bit of weakness. So I wasn't really able to stitch, so I went ahead and I started a punch needle piece. This is from the 2018 summer issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. It's called Tulip Farm, and it's still on my frame because I'm still punching it. And so that is where I am right now, and it's adorable. The pattern is super, super cute. I'm not overly happy with how my punching looks right now, and I'm trying to keep reminding myself that punch needle, a lot of times punch needle does not look good until it is completely done. And I think it will look good when I get the background and everything in. But I was kind of upset. So the sign here, you're supposed to punch the word Tulip Farm. And I did do that. I punched it, and then I went ahead and I started filling in the background, and it looked horrible. So I ripped it all out. I'm going to fill it all in, and then I'm going to go ahead and just probably do a straight stitch and do the lettering that way. So I think it'll be really cute when it's all done. I hope. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not super happy with it right now, but we'll see. see. We'll keep working on it. Okay. So then into cross stitch. So I actually have more than I had thought I would have. So I went ahead and I did the hashtag Santa Sunday XS last week, and I pulled out an older whip. I don't have the overall picture, so I'm just going to flash the pattern really quick. This is a Teresa Kogut, and that's what it looks like. It's the Santa with his little deer. I had started this, I don't even know, a year ago maybe. I want to say it was, I had started this when I had just first started stitching on even weave. And so this is where I am. So I just filled in some more. Is that even how that goes? Nope, I'm sorry, I'm holding it wrong. This is where I am. This is Santa's arm right here where he's reaching out to pet the deer. And so I filled in more of Santa, and yeah, I don't know when I'll ever get this done. It's an adorable piece and it needs to be done, and the fabric is really nice. It's a fabric that I dyed, and I'm using floss that I dyed, and I mean, I love everything, but yeah. But maybe I'll try and maybe pull this one out more for the for Santa Sunday. Maybe that'll push me into getting it done. So, but like I said, I put in a little bit of work to that. Okay. And then I went ahead and I pulled out, let me see. Yeah. So I pulled out Hip Hop, or not Hip Hop. Hip Hop was Bent Creek. I pulled out Happy Easter from Barbara Anna, which I don't think I'm going to have this done for this Easter, but you know, that's okay. And I did get some more progress on that. And my little bunny family is growing. So last time I showed this, I just had Mama Bunny done. I now have the little boy bunny, and I have the start on Daddy Bunny. And I did go ahead and I added just a little bit more down here to the border. So it is such a cute piece. So like I said, hopefully, I'm hoping it'll be done by it should be done by next Easter. But it is super cute. Just not going to have it done for this Easter. But that's okay, you know. That's okay. All right. So those two. Okay. So then I decided to pull out another older whip. This is from The Gift of Stitching, which was a magazine. Was that 2 years ago? It was a magazine on Etsy, a digital magazine on Etsy, and they were closing their shop, and they were shutting down the magazine, and they had huge sales on their magazines last year. Was it 2 years ago? I think that was 2 years ago already. Anyway, so I bought a few of them, and I picked out a pattern. It's actually a set of patterns. It's the seasonal, it's a Quaker seasonal. There's the pattern. And so I am working on the summer one, and the reason I pulled this one out is because I decorated my shelves for spring. And I was looking in my corner. So in my craft room, I have a corner of totes, and that's where I keep my cross stitch finishes, aside from my Christmas stuff. My Christmas stuff gets packed away with all the other Christmas stuff. And I put out all of the spring stuff that I have stitched, and I literally have nothing else for any other season except Halloween and a tiny bit of winter. Nothing else. So I need to stitch some summer stuff. So that's why I pulled this one back out. And so this is the summer. And I'm stitching this in two different colors. The orange is a Cosmo orange, and the variegated is one that I hand dyed myself. This is being stitched on a 28 count T-dye Monaco from 123 Stitch. And it's super cute. I really do. I love, well, I shouldn't say I love. I have fun stitching on it, but it's one that I get tired and burnt out really fast. So I don't know how long this is going to take me. And I did really originally want to do all 4 of them. We'll see. They're fun. They're just, I don't know, maybe I picked the wrong colors. But it'll get done. It'll get done. Okay. So then I also went ahead and I put in just a little bit of stitching into, hold on, try and hide the pattern here. My Snow Angel from Stony Creek. Okay. This is from this issue. This is the Autumn 2015. This is volume 27, number 4. Okay. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Belfast I can't remember the color. What's the color? Hold on, I got it up here. It is light mocha. Okay. And I'll try and get the thread out of the way because I didn't finish. Okay. And that is where I am now. So I went ahead and I started doing a little bit of the back stitching, which is something different for me. Normally I save all of the back stitching until the very end. That's how I was taught to stitch way back when my mom taught me. I think I was about 12 years old. But I know the Stony Creeks have a lot of back stitching in them, so I thought I would try and get a jump on that. And so I went ahead and when you guys last saw this, I was about here with the scarf, and so I finished off the scarf on the top, and I started with the scarf down on the body. And I was originally going to go ahead and do the wings, but so I swear I went through and I pulled all of the DMC for this piece because I was going to stitch. Basically, I'm stitching this in the called for colors, and I missed a color. And of course, it's a color that I need for the wings, and so I just went ahead and I started stitching on his body, and I already made a mistake. So I have 4 lines, or 4 rows into the body, and on that 4th row, I was supposed to start putting in black for his little black buttons, and I didn't. And I'm not going to rip it out. I'm just going to go ahead and I have some tiny or smaller black buttons, like actual buttons, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put those on there because I don't feel like ripping it out. So it's white, and I am very overly critical when I stitch in white, and I'm actually happy with how those stitches look, so I am not ripping them out. But it's coming along. It's a very cute piece, so it hopefully will be done for next winter, if winter ever ends. I don't know. Okay, and then so I went ahead and I put in quite a bit of time into Barbara Anna. I Give You My Heart. And there she is. And she's gorgeous. I love her. So this is the first piece that I've ever stitched on 40 counts. I'm stitching this 1/2. This is just a natural 40 count linen that I got off of Stony Creek. I'm stitching this. I did go ahead and change all of the colors, but I tried to stay similar to the called fors, and I just absolutely love her. So the last time that I showed you guys this, I had her head done. I didn't have her eye in yet, but I did have her head done. I think I had right down to this glove here of the dress. So I've added quite a bit. I've added, a fair amount of the dress and a fair amount of her hair. I adore her hair. I think I mentioned this on Instagram that maybe I should try and do this hairstyle, just let it go. So yeah, but it's coming together. It's super, super cute. So there is a lot of stitching in the hair and a lot of stitching in the dress. So what I've been doing is kind of going, like, one day I'll work on the hair and the next day I'll move down to the dress and back and forth. But for right now, I just put her, I needed a little break from her. I needed a little break from the 40 count. Gets a little tiring on my eyes, but it is so cute. I just love this piece. I can't wait to have it done. And it's so tiny because it's on 40 count. It's so tiny. So yeah, now I kind of want to stitch everything on 40 count, which is crazy. I have one last piece. This is a new start. So this goes back to, again, how I said I have nothing for summer. Spring and Halloween is apparently it. That's all I've got, and a little bit of Christmas. So I've had this pattern, and I'm going to show you just the pattern real quick because I don't have the overall picture. This is from Lori at Not Forgotten Farms. The pattern is called Feeding the Bees. I'm going to go way back here, okay? So I know that didn't show you guys anything, did it? But this is so gorgeous. I love this piece. Again, I'm kind of obsessed with this one. Okay, so I'm just gonna fold the fabric because it's a linen, so hopefully you guys will be able to see it. Oh, I love it so much. It's so pretty. So the saying, the words say, pardon the weeds, I'm feeding the bees. And so that is going to be my new saying. That is my new garden motto. Even though I don't garden, my husband gardens. I have a black thumb, so I'm not allowed to garden aside from watering them to keep them alive in the summertime. But it's so pretty. So pretty. Look at that bee skep. That was a bear to stitch. It took me 2 days to stitch that, but it is so worth it now that it's done. I love it. Oh, I just love it. I love everything about this. This is 36 count linen from Color & Cotton. The color is Toasted Coconut. I am stitching this one 1/2. 36 count is kind of a toss-up for me, whether I stitch it 1/2 or 2/2. It depends on the weave of the linen. This is a fairly tight weaved linen, so one strand looks okay. But I just love the primitive style. I love Lori's designs anyway. I've done one of her punch needle designs. I've also done one of her embroidery designs, and now I'm obsessed with her cross stitch too. So, oh, I just love it. I did change all the colors. It's charted in DMC. I went ahead and just pulled Fancy Floss that was very similar to the DMC. The reason that I do that, honestly, is sheer laziness, you guys, because all of my Fancy Floss sits right here, and then I do have a couple totes down here with some other things in them. All of my DMC is upstairs in several totes spread out in my craft room, and sometimes I'm just lazy and I don't want to go up the stairs. So the Fancy Floss is like right there. I don't even have to leave the couch. I can just grab it and pull it. So honestly, that's why I change colors. It's just sheer laziness. But oh my God, I love it. Love it. So this is basically the piece that I've been working on the last, I think I started this last Wednesday. I think so. And I've seriously worked on that. That's the only thing I've worked on because I'm just obsessed with it and I want to get it done and I want to move on to another one of her patterns because I love them. Okay, so that's what I've stitched on. Those are my finishes, and that was my punch needle. And so I have a tiny bit of haul. So we were in town beginning of April. We were getting our taxes done, so we were on the north side of town. And there's a fabric shop over there. They do quilting and sewing machine repair and stuff like that. And they were, I don't know if they're going out of business or if it was a spring sale or whatever, but they had a sale on everything in the shop. And so I went ahead and I picked up another pair of scissors. So these are very similar, if I can find them. Oh, sorry. Bent Creek was sitting on them. They are just like these ones. Where you squeeze, they've got a curve to them. They work really nice for punch needle. And so I picked up another pair of them. Can't wait. Like those. And then I just picked up some fabric. I think most of these are fat quarters. I do have a yard of one, but I thought this was kind of pretty, you know, pretty greens and blues. There's a little bit of gold in there. And then for Christmas, red with some holly leaves. And this is another one, good neutral color that would work for a lot of different finishes. It's kind of a, oh, it's an orangey, salmon-y color. That's pretty true. So it'll work, I think, for fall pieces. And then this was just so pretty and feminine and kind of delicate. It's got little purple and blue flowers. I just really like that. And then this is the one that I got a yard of because it's Halloween. I mean, how stinking cute is that? Oh my gosh. It is just, oh, I'm holding it upside down. How about we hold it the right way? Now it's really cute, isn't it? Now that everything's the right way. I just love it. And like I said, I got a full yard of it. So maybe if I ever learn how to make a project bag, you know, or like learn how to use my sewing machine, this would be an adorable little project bag. So maybe that'll give me a push, right? Yeah, right. Okay. We can all hope, can't we? So then lastly, Nancy at Victorian Motto released a new thread pack. It is the America the Beautiful thread pack. So of course I had to get that because I stitch a lot of patriotic stuff. So love those. And then speaking of patriotic, this is not a new, this is not part of my haul, but I am going to go ahead. This kind of ties into plans, and it ties in because I'm going to use a lot of these floss colors. So Priscilla and Chelsea, the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, are doing a stitch along that is going to be starting on April 27th, and it is Country Cottage Needleworks, Land That I Love. And when Chelsea held this pattern up, I was like, oh my gosh, I have that pattern. So gonna join. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and probably switch out. I'm going to switch out all the colors, and I'll use some of the new ones that I have. So yeah, super excited to start on that. Like I said, April 27th. So back into plans. So I know everyone has been talking about their Mania plans, and I'm going to be 100% honest. I was kind of not planning on doing Mania this year. I did it last year. I did 18 new starts. They were all with score news, and I kind of got burnt out. But then everyone started talking about it and showing off their new projects, and oh, I felt the inkling that I wanted to do it again. So my idea this year is that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do Barbara Anna Mania. And I'm trying to decide right now if I want to do just Barbara Anna whips, or if I want to go ahead and do like all my Barbara Annas, you know, whips, new starts, everything. I don't know yet. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use that Decision Roulette Wheel app. I have an Android phone. I think it's called the Decision Roulette Wheel. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I know, I'm sure you guys have seen it. A lot of stitchers use it, and they post pictures on Instagram. But I think I'm going to use that. I'm going to go ahead and put in my Barbara Anna pieces and just let that decide. The big thing that I've decided though this year, instead of doing Mania like I normally do, which I pick the project and that's all that I work on that day, I am going to dedicate half an hour to Mania. So basically I'm going to take my son to school, and when I come home I'm going to work on my Mania piece, and then if I don't want to work on it anymore that day, that's fine. I'm just going to put it away and work on whatever I want to work on. So I'm only going to dedicate a half an hour of stitching time to Mania this year, and hopefully I won't get burnt out then. We'll see. I'm going to try it. Who knows? By the time, you know, Mania rolls around, which is still like 2 weeks away, I might change my mind and have a totally different plan, or I may just say, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I don't know. But that's kind of my rough idea. So like I said, I think I'm going to do a Barbara Anna, and I'm kind of leaning towards doing whips, and we'll see how many whips I have, and I may go ahead and throw in like a couple new starts. We'll see. So that's my, like I said, that's the rough idea for right now. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, so that's everything. So thank you guys so much for sitting and watching this video and seeing what I've been up to. I was gonna say and talking to me. I don't know. I talk to my Flosstube sometimes, I'll be honest. I know. My husband kind of looks at me like, who are you talking to? And I'm like, it's Flosstube. You know, it's all good. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, don't worry. I'm okay, seriously. So anyway, I'm just going to ramble here. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I hope you guys have a terrific rest of April, and I will see you again in a couple weeks, I hope. I like doing weekly. I like doing the bi-weekly updates. I don't have quite as much on my table, which is good. So I'll let you guys go. Bye, everybody.